Why he going through your phone? He miserable. I can't believe they did you wrong. Pitiful. She said she wanna drink my cum. Ooh. I wanna fuck when she blind. Ooh. Why he going through your phone? He miserable. I can't believe they did you wrong. Pitiful. She said she wanna drink my cum.
Hey guys, welcome back to another little mini vlog. So you guys, this is my entrepreneurial vlog part 2. In part 1 we did the Coach unboxing. I was really excited to show you guys some of those items that I got. In part 2 I want to talk a little bit more about the economic side of things, how the economy in today is affecting me as a small business owner, maybe other people as small business owners, sole proprietors, all that stuff. So I wanted to go ahead and focus a little bit on that, because that definitely is something that we need to talk about in terms of, even with the brands that I am now purchasing for my business and stuff like that. So I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about that. Before we go ahead and get into it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and consider subscribing, joining the family. We'd love to have you guys. For those of you who are already subscribed, thank you so much for doing so. We do appreciate the support. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Okay guys, so for the moment I have the fan off. As I said in the previous vlog, it's really hot, guys. It's getting into that time of year where you need the fan on, and if it becomes really hot again, I'll have to cut it on. Hopefully I'll try to speak above the noise so it's not too intrusive, but like trying to record a full 15-minute video, whatever, in this heat is crazy. So let's go ahead and jump into it before we have to turn the fan on. So guys, this year 2024, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and expand on the brands that I sell. So usually I sell Guess, I sell what's it called, Steve Madden, Aldo, general household name brands that are affordable brands, right? I don't really delve into luxury brands. Usually if I'm buying something that's really expensive, I'm more buying that for myself or for my daughter. I'm not really buying it to resell. But this year I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and step out a little bit. I wanted to kind of step it up a little bit and delve into like medium luxury brands, meaning like they're just like a little tier above your traditional house brands. So like Coach, Michael Kors, Calvin Klein, those are more kind of like upscale middle brands, right? Versus, and then you have the next level, obviously, which is like the more expensive brands. So yeah, I wanted to kind of step it up a notch for 2024, and I decided I'm going to start investing in Coach products, Michael Kors, and stuff like that. So I started buying those items, which is fine, like, because I like those brands for me. So that made me really enthusiastic to shop and see everything that was there and, purchase different things and get to experience that. However, on the flip side of things, when it comes to the business and making a profit, I noticed there was a slight issue. The problem is that people were not wanting to pay me market value for my items, right? So like they would go on the Coach site and you would see it for like how much of hundreds, and then want to give me below that. And it's like, no, I'm not selling you my products for below market value. Like, I'm not going to charge you what I paid for it, obviously, because I'm reselling it. So I'm not going to charge you like store price, but I'm not going to give it to you either for free. Like, that's what it felt like. With that being said, moving forward, I won't be buying as many. Like, this haul was huge. This stuff was really expensive, the stuff that I showed in the haul. A lot of it was personal stuff, because honestly, yeah, a lot of it was personal stuff, but the few items that I did buy for business purposes, they were expensive. And obviously as a business, you want to recoup what you spent. So with that being said, like, I feel like, you know, I may have to refocus, and for the time being, because the economy is how it is and people are just not spending as much money as they used to. People are now, in the beginning, people were spending on credit. Like, they would be using their credit, acting like, you know, it was just a regular day, and they would still be buying luxury items. Now people are more so using their credit to pay their bills, like light, food, you know, essentials. They're not really using it to like splurge on designer things and things of that nature. People who have money can still live like, you know, nothing's changed because they have money, and, you know, so they can do that. But people who are on a fixed income, people who have to monitor their spending so that they don't go into the red, they're not like, oh, these bugs are so annoying. We opened the door earlier and oh god, they're so annoying. Anyway, people are not really splurging on big ticket items or luxury items or things of that nature anymore. They've become more frugal. Everyone's become more budget conscious. Everyone is looking for a deal and a steal. So as an entrepreneur, sole proprietor of a business that's mainly fashion driven, I have to, you know, kind of sit back and say, okay, well, you know, they're not going to really pay me what my stuff is worth. Like, I'm not going to be able to sell that Coach bag for what it's actually worth. I'm going to end up having to, you know, sell it for like extremely lower than I would normally do, because I want to move my inventory, because I have new stuff coming in all the time. So I don't want to have like a whole bunch of inventory just kind of stockpile. I want to keep it moving, right? So, you know, with that, you know, keeping that in mind, I'm just like, okay, I still want to offer these items. I feel like it's a nice boost for my store, for my brand. However, I want to be more measured. Like, I want to be more budget conscious when it comes to purchasing items for resale, because I tend to purchase with my heart. Like, I just love it for me, but I'm just like, you know, I just love it for me, so I'll pay whatever. But reselling it, the person may not want to pay me, you know, may not want to pay me that extra that I invested to get it. So I'm going to end up taking a loss. So it's important then for me to kind of go back to the drawing board and say, you know what, let me go back to my more budget conscious brands where, you know, I can get it at reasonably good deals. There's tons of good deals, and I can resell it and I can come up closer to my target versus the luxury brands and people. Like, I'm struggling to get market value for my items, and I feel like I'm giving away my items. That really like bothers me because I know how much I paid for it. You understand what I'm trying to say? But when you're doing stuff like that, it's like when you're selling a house, you have to detach yourself emotionally from your emotional investment. Like, people tend to want every single dollar of sweat equity that they put in, and the market doesn't care about your sweat equity and the nights you spend painting and the extra detailing you did. Nobody asked you to do that. You chose to do it. You feel what I'm trying to say? So you can't turn around and expect buyers to pay you for your creativity. You chose to do it. You could have left it plain blank and it would have been good, but you wanted to do the whole, like you were doing the Sistine Chapel, that's on you type of thing. So it's the same thing when it comes to buying items for resale. If you choose to buy an item that's super expensive just because you super love it, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get back that investment. You know what I mean? You may end up having to sell it for lower than you paid, and, you know, you might take a loss on it. And that happens sometimes in business. You will take a loss, but you don't want it to be like a consecutive thing, just loss after loss after loss, because then after a while that's just what it is. It's a loss, and you're not making any gains. So I decided, you know, I love the Coach, I love the Michael Kors for me. But in terms of like for resale, I may just be getting one or two pieces here and there. It won't be like no huge massive haul. It will just be like 1 or 2 items to kind of just infuse it into the lineup of items that I'm going to be getting from the more budget conscious brands, if that makes sense. But when there is a good deal, like there was a good deal with this haul, this stuff would have cost way more if I had got it for before it was marked down. You can kind of say marked down. Before I got the deals on it, it would have been super expensive and I wouldn't have bought it to resell. I would have bought it for me, like personally, to keep. But to resell it, I wouldn't have bought it. It would have been too expensive. It wouldn't have made sense financially. So I'm glad that I got the items for the prices that I got them. And one of the things that really helped me with these luxury brands is joining these membership groups and stuff like that, because you get additional discounts. A lot of these brands have like buyer discounts too. Like if you buy a certain amount, you do get a huge discount at the cash register, at the checkout. So I'm excited that going forward I can kind of be like more choosy with the items that I buy, understanding when to pull the trigger and when to be like, no, I'll wait and see if it goes down. If it doesn't, then I'm just not going to get it for the store. And that's all part of the process of being an entrepreneur, learning as you go. Learning sometimes how to be a buyer. You have to take emotions out of it. You cannot buy it. It's like when it's like with anything that you're doing that you're gonna give to other people, you can't do it like it's for you. It's not for you, it's for other people. So you have to take that emotion out of it. And I'm getting really good at doing that, so I'm glad for that, because it can get expensive. So anyway, yeah, so that's kind of like where I'm sitting with the whole, how is the economy affecting me as a small business owner. That's how it's affected me in terms of being able to move my items at the price point that I want them to move. Of course, you can sell anything. People will buy it if it's priced right. But we've entered a stage where people are really hesitant to pay you what your stuff is worth. They're looking for a deal. And a lot of people get so caught up in making the deal, they try to lowball you for items that they know within themselves, there's no way you thought you were going to get this item for that price. Like, let's be so for real. So, in order to avoid having that stagnancy, like just having this whole bunch of products sitting on, I am going to temper the luxury brand side of things. Now, I have other businesses that we launched. We're going to get into that. That's another thing, in terms of how the economy is affecting the rollout of those businesses. We're going to get into that at another date. But I just wanted to focus on, kind of just the part 2 to the part 1 of what I did, showing the coach items. And I love them. I really love them. But I just know within myself, to buy them at full price, I would not do it, not for resale. So you just have to be mindful of the environment, be mindful of the economy, be mindful of the financial environment, how people are feeling, watch how people are spending money. Like, I've been paying attention to that stuff ever since the whole, the beginning of the year, let's say. And people have been really tight-fisted with their finances. A lot of people are trimming the fat, just the essentials. If you don't need it, we're not getting it type of vibe. We're entering into that phase. So, people always buy items. If they fall in love with something, they're going to buy it. They'll spend that extra money. But they have their limit, and their limit is a lot lower these days. So you have to read the room and adjust accordingly. And that's part of surviving as a small business, and that's how you survive. When a lot of people fall by the wayside is by understanding the environment, the financial environment, understanding the trends, understanding all of that stuff is key to being a successful entrepreneur. So yeah, that's kind of like what I wanted to share with you guys. I'll come back, and I think I'm going to do a post notification. I did want to shout out a couple of people, thank them for their support. So I'll come back and do that. I'll be back. You stand